Hello friends, you are watching Look, I am Amar Prasad. The ear of the leader must ring with the voices of the people. Clearly, Sheikh Hasina might not have heard this quote from former US President Woodrow Wilson. If she had, she wouldn't be in this situation now. Friends, the unthinkable has happened in Bangladesh. Dhaka has fallen. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has resigned and fled the country. The army has taken over the administration. So why did this happen? How did a student uprising force the Prime Minister to flee? And what does this mean for India? Let's dive deep into the turmoil shaking our neighboring country. In a dramatic turn of events, Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has resigned and left Dhaka amidst violent protests that have gripped the nation. Around 300 people have lost their lives in this chaos. She, along with her sister Sheikh Rehana, left Banga Bhavan, the official residence of the Prime Minister, seeking safety. Reports suggest that she departed from Banga Bhavan at around 2:30 p.m. on Monday in a military aircraft. Her plan to address the nation was thwarted by the rapidly escalating situation. She couldn't even record a speech. PM house looted. Within hours, thousands of people armed with sticks and rods were seen entering the Prime Minister's official residence in Dhaka. These scenes were reminiscent of those seen in Afghanistan in 2021 and Sri Lanka in 2022, where leaders also fled to safer locations. Visuals on social media showed protesters entering the rooms inside the Prime Minister's residence, stealing rugs, utensils, and other valuables. Some even sat on tables inside the offices to take pictures. Army takes over. The army chief in a press conference confirmed her resignation and announced that an interim government would be formed to stabilize the country. He assured that the army will maintain law and order and bring back stability. But he repeatedly insisted that army is going to form an interim government, a temporary one. Considering Bangladesh's dependency on international trade and aid from global institutions, the army is unlikely to rule the nation under a dictatorship. Even the Pakistani army is hesitant to do so nowadays, preferring to control government from the back door. So Bangladeshi army now needs to form an interim government involving all parties. They must then facilitate free and fair national elections to restore democracy in the country. That's the only way to give the people their choice of government. But after all, it's Bangladesh. The military rule cannot be ruled out because Bangla has huge history of military coups. There were 3 military coups in 1975 alone. On August 15, 1975, yes, exactly on the Independence Day of India, the first military coup took place in Bangladesh. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Bangabandhu and his family were assassinated. At that time, Sheikh Hasina had fled to India. In Mujibur's place, Khandekar Mushtaq Ahmad, an Islamic leader, formed the government. Later, on November 3, 1975, Khandekar was ousted by Brigadier Khalid Mosharraf, a close associate of Mujibur. Major General Ziaur Rahman was placed under house arrest. 4 days later, on November 7, another coup occurred. Leftist military leaders, along with the leaders of the Jatiya Samajtantrik Dal, orchestrated the coup. They assassinated Khalid Mosharraf and released Ziaur Rahman from house arrest. Subsequently, Ziaur Rahman took over and became the president of Bangladesh. During Ziaur Rahman's tenure, there were 21 coup attempts and assassination attempts. However, in the end, he was also assassinated in 1982. Dictator Hussein Muhammad Ershad then took over. Similar coup attempts occurred in 1996, 2007, 2009 and in 2011 in Bangladesh. Reservation sparks the unrest. Friends, the root cause of this violence is the controversial reservation system. Since 1972, Bangladesh has had a 30% reservation for the families of freedom fighters who died in the Bangladeshi Liberation War of 1971, implemented by Sheikh Hasina's father, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. After his assassination, the reservation was diluted but reinstated effectively by Hasina when she came to power. Apart from this, there are reservations for women 10%, minorities 5%, locals by district, that is a category 10%, and the specially abled 1%, totaling to 56%. Now this caused huge dissatisfaction among general category students and increased resentment, as the main beneficiaries of that 30% reservation were Awami League supporters, Hasina's vote bank. In 2018, a petition against this reservation quota was rejected by the High Court, but Hasina declared her full support for the system, sparking huge unrest, student protests. Later, large university protests led the government to revoke the reservation, except for freedom fighter families. However, on June 5th of this year, the High Court reinstated all reservations, leading to renewed protests. In a press meet, Prime Minister Hasina said, "If we don't provide benefits to the children of freedom fighters, to whom else should we give them? To the children of Razakars?" Hasina questioned. This statement further enraged the students, leading to more violent protests. Because in Bangladesh, Razakar is a derogatory term for traitors who oppressed the people of Bangladesh in Pakistani era, when Bangladesh was East Pakistan. Opposition parties supported the unrest. The government responded with stringent actions with full force, including shoot-on-sight orders. Around 200 people were killed in 1 month. The Supreme Court then reduced the reservation to 7%, slightly calming the protest. However, demand for the release of arrested protesters led to the second phase of ongoing protests. What does her exit mean for India? Sheikh Hasina's departure after a 17-year tenure means that India has lost a trusted partner in the region. Hasina has been a friend to India. New Delhi has worked closely with her on countering terrorist groups operating out of Bangladesh during Sheikh Hasina's tenure. The partnership brought the two countries closer together. New Delhi has given aid and assistance to Dhaka for a range of projects, extending almost $8 billion in lines of credit. This is used for development projects, building infrastructure, constructing a pipeline to supply diesel, aimed at improving the lives of Bangladeshis while deepening bilateral connectivity and economic cooperation. Friends, India has always desired a peaceful neighborhood. India shares a 4,096-kilometer border with Bangladesh, which is the highest in comparison with any other neighboring country. This is a very important international border for India. All our sensitive northeastern states share border with Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina was instrumental in containing insurgents like Ulfa in the region. But now, with her departure, anti-India forces like Bangladesh nationalist parties Begum Khalida Jia and others have an open ground now. Begum Jia's tenure as Prime Minister had witnessed tense relations with India in the past. Now, by landing in India after the riots, Hasina has made India also the party in this tension in a way. Whole world is watching every move of India and Hasina now. Whatever may happen next, one thing is for sure: history has repeated. In 1975, when her father Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was assassinated, India had given her family the shelter. Hasina reciprocated the courtesy by having friendly relations with India when she came to power in 1995. However, now India is staring at the risk of another tense front in its east. We have issues with Pakistan, Nepal, China, Sri Lanka, Maldives. Myanmar is also unstable, and Afghanistan is under Taliban rule. So, the last thing India wants is a burning Bangladesh. So friends, what do you think on this? Let us know in the comment section. Keep looking for better. Let's meet again. Bye bye.